Today we're taking a look at the Gera, Michigan, USA map by Taylor Farms. If you've played on the Frankenmuth map, in real life this is actually located just north of that map, so you're going to see some similarities. There are two pre-placed farms on the map. One of them, your starting farm, is going to be found on the right hand side, and the second one is right here at Farmland 27. There's also an animal farm pen thing area here on 28. Here is your main farm setup, the second farm, and the animal pens. Just like all of their other maps, you will have to own the land before you can use any of the buildings, have the animals, anything like that, and the map is mostly flat with some ditches. If you've played on Taylor Farms' other maps, the custom sugar beet piler setup is back. The map has two of them placed down, and they say for added realism, when owned by the player, the piler will give you tear dirt. Take that dirt back to the field and dump it for role-playing purposes, or you could sell it, make a little bit of cash, and if you do not own these will be a sell point. On the map itself, there are 23 purchasable fields with an average acreage of 37.4. There's also two forestry areas if you're looking for a couple of those. There are no water purchase points, so you will have to put those down yourself. Returning is alfalfa, which is also implemented into the animal system. We've got a new corn harvest texture, and yield has been increased. We've also got a new soybean harvest texture with row spacing and yield increased. Sugar beet row spacing has been changed to match the Amity equipment, and the yield has been increased there too. That means we have yield increases to sugar beet, soybeans, and corn. More paintable ground textures. The sheds now have gutter and downspouts with water effect after raining. It's kind of a beautiful day right now, so no rain. There's a new flat rolling texture. The fields have drain tile, meaning they will have water flow in the spring and autumn seasons. If you do end up getting some tear dirt from these productions, you can sell it right up here at the farmer's market. And after collecting 10 of the collectibles on the map, they will all show in yellow dots around the map on your PDA. So that's great. Well, the mini map anyway. So then let's start with our primary farm that is owned from the start at Farmland 24. We also get two fields along with that, field number 16 and 15. Now, if we poke around and take a look at these, our wheat field, the big one, field 15, that is ready for harvest, with the sugar beet field on 16 being ready probably in about a month from now. As with most of Taylor's maps, all the equipment is shoved inside the big barn. So we'll come over here, we'll open this up and see what we've got. So we have the Amity equipment for doing sugar beets. We've got a big Case IH 7150 with a nice grain head for running your normal grains. We do have a big weeder in here. Is there anything else back here? A smaller seeder, so heads up through there. You may want to upgrade your seeder later on. Big planter, though. Nice to see that big planter over there. Corn header, we've also got a fertilizer spreader, and we've got a semi-truck in here. Now, making our way out, we've got one of our base game houses across the way so that you could sell that and put your own down if you would like to. If we come over here to our other shed, we'll open this up and see what we get. We've got one of our tractors. Okay, three of our tractors. You've got the white 8810, and then we have two Magnums, a 340 and a 400, both with different wheel setups. So everything is just a little bit different. If we make our way to the back, follow the American flag. Let's open this up and see what all we've got in here. We've got a pickup truck with a Kubota on the back of it, ready to break some rocks. If you guys see rocks around, you should be able to break them. At least that's what it's been with their other maps. Over here, we have a small little Antonio Carrero, which is running one of our augers. We've got another auger right over here, and the grain bins. Of course, you can delete these and put your own down if you prefer. Then we get to some of the big boys. We got a big 715 back here with a Summers, the red. Oh, it's red. It's not green. It's red. Can you customize that? I guess so. And then we have another semi-truck trailer there. Other than that, and a couple silos and things like that to be able to buy whatever you want. That's your main farm. This map itself is fairly simple, all things considered. I think it gives you a lot more freedom to do the things that you want to do. So if you wanted to buy another farm, that is going to be found right here, $42,000. I am going to buy it, and we'll head down there, and we'll kind of show you everything along the way. So on our right hand... Sorry, dude, I can't run fast enough. Over here, we've got a small farm. Unfortunately, you cannot, I'd say have it. If we check this out, you can not. Oh, wow. Can you not buy that area? Oh, you cannot buy that area. Oh, it's actually quite a big area that you cannot buy. Very, very interesting. Let's go for a flight and see what else we've got going on over here. So this is another area that we cannot buy. So that is just there, and more areas here on the right. Now, of course, swinging through, the farmland that we're going to is right here on the left-hand side. Now, this one doesn't have any equipment on it, so heads up through there. We have another base game house through there. Nice silo system, a big silo. That may be something that you want to have or invest in. Nice big building there, as well as another building right over here. All to match up with what we've got on the main farm and, well, everything that you're used to seeing from Taylor Farms. These are their Michigan shed pack. Now, as I mentioned, we do also have animals, and those are over here on farmland number 28. I am going to buy that so that we have it, and we'll visit. Why not? Now, we do start with 2 sets of animals. We've got a bunch of little baby piggies. If we run over here and jump in, see what we got. We've got 20. That is right, 20 little baby piggies, and they have no food, nothing like that, so you will have to feed them. If we come around towards here, we also have horses. 4 of the 16, again, no food in there, so you are going to need to feed them, but we've got these, and you could sell them if you don't want them. Now, for the other stuff on here, I believe we've got, is it cattle and sheep? I think that's right. Yeah, sheep barn right here, and I believe this one is for our cattle, and it is. So, you do have places where you can put those. However, if you wanted to delete all of these and put your own down, you can do that. And here is one of our bell storages. So, it's very nice and appropriate being on the animal farm. It's pretty rare that we get animals on a map from Taylor, so that is really nice to see. Now, if we go north there, really, this is the only other area of the map that's got stuff on it. But, as I mentioned, I kind of like that. Also, you can see the silo system off in the distance. That's so cool. As we fly in, this should give you a good idea of the town area, I would call it. Of course, most of this you cannot buy. Of course, all the fields you can, but just not the silo systems, not the sell points, nothing like that. Meaning that this also works really, really well in new farmer mode as well as multiplayer. Of course, everything works good in new farmer mode. Multiplayer, that's what I meant to say. You know what? I'm leaving that in the video. That was funny. Over here, at least on the right-hand side, we have our sugar bee pilot factory. We've seen these. We've talked about them in detail before, but basically these take your sugar beets, clean them up, sell them, and you get tear dirt as a byproduct. Now, normally that tear dirt would be used to throw back on the field, and when you cultivate bulk products under in Farming Simulator, what happens is they disappear. But that's kind of to mimic putting the ground back into the fields. However, you can also sell it if you would like. Doesn't make a whole lot of money, but hey, a little bit of money is a little bit of money, you know what I mean? Across the street from there is going to be our main shop for everything. We've got a Case IH dealer on here. Not a whole lot going on to it. We have seen this building many, many times before, but I'm not upset seeing it again. I dig it. And then right next to that is going to be our humongo silo system. This can be found on the map right here. We have our grain elevator there, and we also have the grain west silo. So that's going to be used for the train, which, by the way, the train does come through, and it returns everything to Goldcrest Valley. And I love that they use the thumbnail from Goldcrest Valley. That's awesome. And other than our farm up here, see the farm, we have the sawmill there, and then just south of that, we have the farmer's market, but other than those, there's really not much else on the map. I mean, there's those sell points, nothing like that going on at the bottom. Really, your one primary sell point is going to be found right up at the Frankenmuth Farmer's Market. You've got Animal Dealer there for the alfalfa. And then, of course, we have Goldcrest Valley for the barley. So, yeah. Oh, and the Gera elevator as well. Yep, not a lot of extra places. This one's pretty straightforward. You make your harvest, you store it for the winter or however long until you're ready to sell, and then basically you bring it here. So not too bad. It makes it easy. And you have to actually follow along. If it's not a good price, you can either wait until the next year or get your money now. Hey, I like it. Kind of takes the guessing work out of things. It was mentioned that there are 2 logging areas, and I can show you where those are. So we've got one here at 25, and then north of that for 26. So that's going to be almost kind of right over from the main farm area. So that is this. We're going to come down onto the ground, just kind of take a look at it. Not too bad. Plenty of open area. Now, this is for logging, but we also have things like this. You're going to have to bring that skid steer in here and get those rocks crushed up. There are some trees, I would say, that need to be, or that can be harvested with a regular harvester. However, there's a lot of other trees in here too. Doesn't look like there's any, like, what I would call junk on the ground, but you do have these trees in here which cannot be cut down with a harvester or anything like that. So if you're on PC, of course, you'll be able to just delete those trees if you want to, but on console, you're going to have to work for it a little bit more. The other logging area at the top right-hand corner of the map is completely cut off from everything else. So if you wanted to get into here, you're actually going to have to go through this field right here. So it may not be a bad idea if you wanted to buy this area to cut that up and then just turn it into field work if you wanted. Now, I think that's just about everything for that. Oh, there is one other field that we get that I didn't realize. We get farmland number 14 as well. What is in there? Is that corn? That's definitely corn, isn't it? 100%. 100%. That is corn right there. Boop. Yeah, all right. So this one's growing as well. Sorry I missed that. I thought that would be it up, but yeah, there you go. I don't think I accidentally bought that. Yeah, as far as accidentally buying stuff, it's going to be pretty hard to do that because everything's quite expensive. About $1 million for most of these larger fields. So heads up through there, be ready for that, including the big $1.3 million price tag for the top of the map, and then another $100,000 for the logging area. So it is going to cost you some cash. There are some nice places where you can plow them up together. Of course, anything north of the train tracks are not going to be able to be done like that. However, south of the train tracks, not too shabby, because there is area right here in the middle, but you can buy that area. It's included with the purchase of these fields. It goes all the way to it. So if you were to purchase most of these fields together, as long as there's no ditches or anything like that in between, you can plow them together. It's going to be a big old field, but you could do it. If we pop down and take a look at our growth calendar, you can see everything in here, including alfalfa up here at the top. As we mentioned, for the animals, you will have to buy the animal place, but we have the sheep barn, which with nothing in it, actually 2 sheep barns with nothing in them, a pigsty, and a horse barn. I thought one of those was a cattle barn. This one's a sheep barn. This one's a sheep barn. Okay, so I guess no cattle. Might be. As far as productions, we have 3 that are available, 0 that are owned. Of course, here are your sugar beet pilers. They will hold a good chunk. So 10,000 liters of sugar beet in gets you 10,000 out, plus 275 tear dirt. And then I'm playing in easy mode when I do my videos. However, you can see all of the stuff through here and all your prices. And that, I think, it's just about it. There's really not much else I can think of to show you guys on the map. I will tell you that when I'm making this video, it is a pre-release of that, so it is going to be releasing soon for PC players on TaylorFarmsItch.io. I will do my best to leave a link to that, and then it will be uploaded to Giant Software about a week after that. They say do expect 4 to 5 weeks in waiting, but you never know, it may go through immediately. We'll just have to wait and see. I do want to give a big shouty-outy to Taylor Farms for sending this over to show you guys ahead of its release. I'm very excited about this map, and it's really cool to see Taylor Farms branching out and trying some new things, and hopefully I've been able to say Gera right. Right? Gera? Oh, crap. Oh, I forgot how to say it. Oh, no. Hope you guys have a good day. We'll catch you in the next one.